Alright, let's see just how easy it is to do k-means clustering using scikit-learn and Python. So the first thing I am gonna do is create cluster random data that I wanted to try and cluster, and just to make it easier I am gonna actually build some clusters into my fake test data. So let's pretend there's some real fundamental relationship between these data, and there are some real natural cluster that exist in it. Sorry. So to do that I just write cluster data functions in Python, and it start off with a consistent random seed, so you will get the same result every time, and it takes n. I want to create a cluster of n people in k cluster, so it figure out how many points per cluster that works out to first, and then builds up this list x that start of empty. So for each cluster for I in range k, I'm going to create some random centroid of income between 20,000 and 200,000 of age. Income of some random centroid of age between the age of 20 and 70. So what I am doing here is creating a fake scatter plot that will show income versus age for n people in k cluster. For each random centroid, I am then going to create a normally distributed set of random data with a standard deviation of 10,000 in income and a standard deviation of 2 in age, and that will give me back a bunch of age income data that is clustered into some pre-existing cluster that I choose at random. Okay, let's go ahead and run that. And now to actually do k-means, you will see how easy it is. All I need to do is import k-means cluster package, and we are also going to import matplotlib so we can visualize things, and also these scale things, so we can take a look at how that works in a minute. So I am gonna use my create clusters to say I want 100 random people around 5 clusters. So there's are 5 natural clusters from the data that I am creating. I am then going to create a model, a k-means model with a k of 5. So I am picking 5 cluster cause I know that's the right answer, but again in unsupervised learning you don't necessarily know what the real value of k is. You need to iterate and converge on it yourself, and then I can just call a model dot fit using my k-means model using the data that I had. Now I scale I alluded to enter, that's normalizing the data, and one important thing with k-means is that it works best if your data is all normalized. That means everything is at the same scale. So a problem that I have here is that my ages range from 20 to 70, but my incomes range all the way up to 200,000. So these values are not really comparable. The incomes are much larger than the age values. Scale will take all that data and scale it together to a consistent scale. So I can actually compare these things as apples to apples, and that will help a lot with your k-means results. So once I have actually called fit on my model, I have a model and I can actually look at the resulting labels that I got, and then we can actually visualize it using this little bit of matplotlib magic. You can see here I have a little trick here where I assign the value color to the that I ended up with converted to some floating point number, and that's just a little trick to assign arbitrary color to a given value. So let's see what we end up with. Did not take that long. You can see the result here are basically what cluster I assign everything into, and you can see that your fake data is already pre-clustered. So it seems that it identified the first and second clusters pretty easily, got a little bit confused beyond that, because our clusters here in the middle are actually a little bit mushed together. They are not really that distinct. So that was a challenge for k-means. But regardless, it did come up with some reasonable guesses at the clusters. What we ended up with here was cluster here, cluster here, cluster there, and a cluster there, and a cluster down here, and it's not a bad choice. This is probably an example of where four clusters would more naturally fit the data. So what I want you to do for an activity is to try that out, try a different k, see what you end up with. Just eyeballing this is to look like 4 would work well. Does it all? What happens if I increase k? What happens to my result there? What does it try to split things into, and does it even make sense? So play around with it, try different values of k. So the n clusters functions here change the 5 to something else. So run all through it again and see what you end up with. Play around with it, have some fun with it. That's all there is to k-means clustering. It's just that simple. You can just learn scikit-learn k-means from cluster, and again the only real got make sure you scale the data and normalize it, or within it, as the case may be, another name for the same thing. You wanna make sure that the things to k-means on are comparable to each other, and the scale function will do that for you. So these are the main things for k-means clustering. Pretty simple concept, even simple to do it using scikit-learn. There you have it. That's all there. The k-means clustering. So if you don't really of data that is unclassified have the right answers ahead of time, it's a good way to try to naturally find interesting grouping of your data, and maybe that you can give you some insight into that data is. So a good tool to have. I have used it before in the real world, and it really not that hard to use. So keep that in your tool chest.